Greetings, compassionate, sacrificing, artistic Pisces. My name is Eliane Nicole. I'm an astrologer and tarot card reader, and now I'm going to do the Pisces December 2020 forecast. And I'm going to start with a tarot reading, and then in the second half of the video, I'm going to talk about broad strokes of the planetary transits for December 2020. And I encourage you to follow me on Instagram at astrology.tarot.Eliane Nicole, because there, as the month unfolds, I will do more, posts about the transits, and I continue the conversation I start here and fill out more of the details. But in the meantime and in between time, it's really great to watch the videos for your sun and your rising sign here to get the broad strokes. And then, let's see. As we enter the month of December, we see the Six of Cups reversed. So this has to do with a friendship, maybe not seeing eye to eye with a friend, or there may be a friend who you are having to comfort at this time, or something like that. And you are covered by the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So it looks like you are taking time off of work. And for those of you who don't work normally, perhaps it just means that you are taking time off from your normal daily responsibilities. And you are crossed by the Knight of Wands. And this is a man, a fiery man who is action-oriented and on the go. The basis, the Nine of Swords reversed. It looks like you are releasing anxiety. What's leaving is the Knight of Cups reversed. This is a man, a romantic figure who's out of alignment perhaps, or it could be a delay on a proposal, a creative or romantic proposal of some kind. Around mid-month, we see the Queen of Swords, a woman who is certain and decisive and very smart. What will come into being is the Five of Pentacles. So this could be a spiritual or financial injury around mid-month. Fears or insecurities. The Tower. This has to do with a paradigm shift. Others see you, the Page of Cups, as being very vulnerable, creative, sweet. In some cases, this might mean that there's a child, a sweet young child who's looking up to you a lot. And positive feelings, the King of Pentacles reversed. This is a man who has a business or financial concern, possibly a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, but if it's not, it's just a guy who is, he could be, like I said, there's a business or financial concern, but you have positive feelings about him. And the outcome is the Emperor. So it looks like at the end of the month, for Pisces men, I think that you are feeling very strong and in charge and focused on what's at hand for the coming year. And for Pisces women, it looks like there's a strong male positive energy in your life who you are, kind of riding into the new year with. And that is the overview, the tarot overview. And now I'm going to talk about some of the planetary transits. So at the very end of November, there was an eclipse in your fourth house of home. It's also the house of legacy and roots, land, real estate. So there could have been a culmination in that area or illumination in that area. And then we are heading into December 1st, where Mercury moves into Sagittarius, which for you is moving into your 10th house. So it looks like there is a lot of communication this time, probably like an influx of communication around career, your vocation, your calling in life. And for those of you who don't have a career or a profession, like I said, it can be your calling or your reputation or anything that's outside of your home area, you outside of the home in any way. Sometimes the 10th house relates to the father as well. And so a lot of communication around this area, fiery communication, more big picture kind of thinking and talking, not so much about the details, but this is happening December 1st through December 20th. December 7th, the asteroid Pallas Athene is moving into your 12th house. And so this is going to have to do with going inside, and you may be doing some thinking about the future, and it could be around mental health topics for yourself or someone close to you. It could have to do with institutions like jails, hospitals, monasteries, ashrams, even about confinement of yourself or someone else. It can also be realizing blind spots that you've had around something, or strategizing around issues that you've been avoiding for a long time, that kind of thing, as Pallas Athene enters the 12th house. In general, Pisces is entering a very 12th house era, and 12th house eras are very they're very deep, and they're very spiritual, but it's important because they can go, they're powerful times. It's a sublime house, and it can, the ancients called it the house of self-undoing, the house of hidden enemies, and things like that. Modern astrologers don't put that much of a heavy take on it, but there is that element of mental health that needs to be dealt with. A daily meditation practice is absolutely called for in 12th house periods. But, some people work in the 12th house, and some people create from the 12th house. So there's all different kinds of 12th house experiences. And it's one of the most difficult houses to talk about in the context of a YouTube video like this, because there is so much depth to it and so many layers and so much complexity. So I highly recommend, if you're a Pisces, to get a reading now, because Jupiter and Saturn are both moving into that house. The Great Conjunction is happening on that house at the winter solstice. The Great Conjunction is kicking off a new 20-year cycle and a new 200-year cycle, but it's the end of an era, it's the beginning of a new era. This is going to be a very 12th house era for Pisces, and so I think that it's important for you to get a reading and understand this cosmic energy so that you can wield it. And what else was I going to say? Where did I get into that? I started with Pallas Athene, I think, and went on a tangent. Anyway, the new moon of Sagittarius, it's a solar eclipse. It's happening in your 10th house of career and attainment. And so this is a great time. New moons are incredibly rich and fertile soil to plant the seeds of intention that we want to manifest. And so we're looking at 10th house themes and Sagittarian themes for Pisces, because it's in your 10th house. 10th house, career, attainment, your reputation, your father, how you're known in the world, your calling in the world, setting intentions around that, creating your vision around that. Also, December 15th, Venus is moving into Sagittarius, and that is moving into your 10th house. So this is an incredibly creative time for you, about big creative visions. It's not necessarily about the details, but it is about the big vision and the philosophy and the theories and the ideals. And this is a beautiful creative time around your profession or your calling in the world. Then December 15th, Chiron goes direct in Aries. Chiron in Aries will be in your 2nd house of money and resources. So it looks like there may be some healing that needs to take place in that area for you. It could also mean that you're spending money on, a therapist or a healer or something at this time. It looks like you are maybe your values are leading more towards like a healing kind of lifestyle, things like that. The Chiron energy is going to be very significant in 2021, and Chiron can be the healer, like a therapist or a doctor or a Reiki master or astrologer or whatever kind of healer. But it can also be the wounded or the victim. And Chiron can also be the afflictor or the person who does the wounding. And so whatever place you are in that triad, in that Chiron triad, it's going to be stirred up around December 15th to come up to be dealt with. And 2021 in many ways there's a collective story and then personal stories about that, which I'm going to talk more about in my next set of videos, which will be the 2021 whole year overview videos that I'm going to do for each of the signs. And then on December 16th, Saturn moves into Aquarius. This is moving into the 12th house for you. Saturn is the great disciplinarian. Saturn is where we have to face reality. Saturn is where we take on more responsibilities and more commitments and more obligations. Again, the 12th house, very deep house, very difficult house to talk about in a general way in a reading like this, but it's a very important house for you to understand, as Saturn will be there from now until March 2023. So it's a really great time for Pisces to get a reading. And also, let's see, December 18th, the Juno asteroid of marriage is moving into the 10th house. This could be working with your spouse on something. For those who are married, it could be a work project with your spouse during this phase. For those who aren't married, you might be meeting your future spouse in a professional or work environment during this phase. That begins in December 18th, and that transit will be going until November 2021. So interesting. December 19th, Jupiter moves into Aquarius. Jupiter moving into Aquarius is also moving into your 12th house. There's going to be a lot of expansion and grace and good fortune brought to this house, but this house is also, again, it's a deep house. And so it's a good time for a reading. I know I've said that too many times. I've got to stop, but I'm going off the cuff here and I just say what comes to mind. But yeah, the 12th house is deep, you know, and I can't really do it. It's complete due justice here. But December 20th, Mercury moves into Capricorn. That's moving into your 11th house. It looks like there's going to be some really practical, pragmatic conversations with friends or groups or organizations that you're associated with. December 21st, and that transit is from the Mercury, the practical conversations with the friends, groups, organizations. That's the 20th until January 8th. And Capricorn and Mercury is, you know, just realistic, pragmatic, maybe conservative in thinking, discerning with words, to the point, no bullshit. That period where December 20th through January 8th is a prime time to be writing your business plan for 2021 under the Capricorn Mercury. You know, you have clarity of mind. And December 21st, the Sun enters Capricorn, also in your house of friends and business associates. So from December 21st through January 19th, there will be a lot of warmth around friends, around groups, around organizations. Those areas of your life will be highlighted. December 21st is the Great Conjunction. The Great Conjunction is one of the biggest astrological moments of our entire lifetimes. And for you, it's happening in the 12th house, Pisces. And so this is the end of one era, and it's the beginning of a completely new era. This is kicking off a 20-year cycle in our lives, but it's kicking off a 200-year cycle for the human collective. It's a 200-year air cycle where we've been in a 200-year earth cycle up until this point. And so part of what's made 2020 so intense was this like transmutation and permutation from earth to this very elementally different life that we're going to be living here on planet Earth. And so again, it's such a perfect, best time to get a reading and understand how these cosmic energies and archetypes are at work in our life. It's a very, it's just like edifying and it's empowering. I love it. I love astrology. And then finally, December 20th is the new moon in Cancer. That new moon is in your, where is Cancer? It's in your 5th house. This is a beautiful, creative, full moon. It's a very psychic full moon, a great time for a reading. It's trine your natal sun, so there's just a harmonious flow of energy and just your instincts are on point. You're probably going to want to be home. It's very cozy. It's very private, very heightened emotions and beautiful, beautiful end of the year. And so that is the December 2020 overview for Pisces. If you like this video, give me a like. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down, but I hope you liked it. Please subscribe to the channel. Please share this video with other Pisces you know. Please hit the notification button because I will be releasing 2 more sets of videos before the year is out. I'm going to do the 2021 year-long overview videos for all the signs, and then I'm going to do the January 2021 more specific to the month overview for each of the signs. So there's 2 sets of videos, and yeah, follow me on Instagram at astrology.tarot.Eliane Nicole, because here I tried to make sure to let you know what house everything is in, but there I'm going to fill in even more details in writing, like all the stuff I forgot to say here as the transits are unfolding, and you'll know the houses, so you'll be able to personalize those posts to your own chart. And if you don't know what your rising sign is, contact me for a reading, and I can teach you all about your sun and your moon and your rising and all of the planets and what they mean. And I love astrology. I love sharing it with other people. I would love to share it with you. I do readings on Zoom. You get a recording after. If you don't want to do Zoom, we can do the phone. It's fine, whatever you prefer. And yes, Pisces, thank you for joining me. I love my Pisces, and have a wonderful December.